Hey, hi everyone, I'm Santosh. Welcome back to another video where we are going to we are going to do our hands-on connecting our Slack app with our code base, right? Here is the configuration settings that our app holds, and this is our app. Let me just quickly walk you through the code base file. So here I have in the projects, I have already created one project. I have already set it up very basic few things, right? So this is going to be a node.js project, and what I have done is I have installed two different packages. One is .env, which you might be familiar with. This is just to secure my env files and getting environment variable from that, right? And then I have installed another package called Slack Bolt. Slack Bolt is a npm package that lets you npm package npm Slack Bolt, right? So this package lets you connect with your bot very easily, right? It has got all the different modules. What you have to do, you just have to install it like npm install Slack Bolt, right? And you just have to just copy and paste this whole code in your index file. I have done the same thing, but I have just removed some of the stale codes, right? So here I'm initializing it like app requiring the Slack Bolt, and using the app you have to provide few credentials like signing secret and your token. So in the previous video you already have seen ki we already have got these two secrets, right? So we are just going to paste it in our env file. So here is my env file right over here. Here is my signing secret, and here is my OAuth token. OAuth token is basically Slack Bolt token, right? I'm gonna save this. If you are wondering where you can get this, so you just have to come back to your apps settings, and here you can see your signing secret, right? This comes under your basic information. Once you are done, once you copied this, another credential you can find is in your OAuth and permission settings, right? Once you go in your OAuth settings, you will be getting the bot user OAuth token. So this token is going to be used in your Slack bot token, right? So using this, you can just initialize this app. This is so they have just made a function like self-calling function. So it will just call itself right over here, and it is going to start our app on this particular port. So if I just show you, I already have mentioned that to run this on 5001 port, right? So I'll just click on save right over here, and I will just start npm run dev, right? So the remaining file app is running, right? So our bot is now connected. Now what we have to do, we have to set up our database, right? I hope you are good at setting up the database. We are going to set this up in your MongoDB. I already have set it up basic database in our MongoDB, right? This is my cluster, like, and under that we have added a database called Slack. Under that I have made a collection called reminders, right? We are going to store all the reminders over here, and I'm also storing my connection string, Mongo URI connection strings, right over here, right? So looks good, and just save this. Once we are good with this, what we are going to do is, I'm just clearing this stuff. We are going to add slash commands over here, right? Just click on the slash commands. Once we are here in the section, I'm just gonna delete this. Yes, delete it. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a command. So how I want it to look this like, first I'm going to create a command for adding reminders, right? So I just have to do it like this: remind me -add, and then the request URL. So request URL, basically it tells you where your command is going to hit once someone runs this command, right? At which URL you are going to process this command. So for this we have to get a URL. So how we can do this? We are just going to use ngrok for that. Let me just run my server first, npm run dev. So I know my server is running at 5001. So what I'm going to do, in another terminal, I'm going to write ngrok http and then the port, right? So I have got this link, right? So I'm gonna copy this. I'll just come over here and I would just write so you just have to add this slash events, right? So your app is going to hit this gonna handle this route, and it will just redirect right over here, right? So I'm gonna copy this URL, I'm going to paste this one. The short description is gets what it does, it basically creates reminder for you, right? How are you gonna use it? We are gonna use it something like remind me, just like this. We have, oh my god, right? And we are going to use some the reminder text, and then you have to put a comma, and then you have to put your hour, minute, like this, and you have to put your am / pm, and then your ddmm, and then your yyyy, right? So this is, I'm gonna use this command, so it should show reflect over there. I've just written it like this, and once we are good, it's gonna look like this. I'm gonna save this. Okay, this looks nice. And if I just go over here in the about section, this was the earlier command, but I'm gonna refresh this. Okay, so here we are. We have got the remind me hyphen add commands over here, and we can see the description of this command, how we can run this, right? And how I'll just click on the start command, and my command would be directly written in the text box. But we have to keep in mind that we haven't really connected the code base, we haven't really written the logic how this command is going to be handled, right? For that, I already have created a controller which will be handling this function. Like for this command, I'll have this reminder controller over here. I have made a function called save reminder, right? So whenever someone going to hit remind me add, it is going to hit this, trigger this function save reminder. How we can do this? I'm just gonna initialize this const reminder controller like this, and I'm gonna require my controller, right? I have got this controller, the reminder controller. And how I'm gonna initialize this particular function, the save reminder, I'm gonna write app dot command, and this function accept two different arguments. One, what is the command? So we know the command is this, right? And we know where this has to be handled. I want this to be handled from a controller functions like save reminder, right? Perfect. Now whenever someone is going to hit this command, it is going to trigger this controller function. If I am going to see what's inside this function, we can see it has got three different arguments like command, acknowledge, and say. Basically, command is the variable which is going to hold different kinds of like keys, like what is exactly the command is, who has initialized that command, and what is the channel, like where this command is exactly coming from, whether it has been invoked from a particular channel or it has been invoked from a particular, like from the bot section as well. itself, right? So the command, it's going to hold those kind of variables. I'm just going to show you all the parameters that it holds once we initialize it. Let me just stop my script right over here. I'm going to use a JavaScript debug control, npm run and npm run dev, so I can just show you what are the parameters that it particularly holds, right? So now once this function invokes, we know that command is going to hold different parameters, the user IDs and all those stuffs, and we have this acknowledge keyword. What it tells us, whenever a command is going to be initialized, you have to reply back that we have to acknowledge that we have received that particular command, right? For that you have to run this function that you have acknowledged that command, right? Once you acknowledge that, and so it lets you process the commands, and whatever you want to do, yours whatever stuffs you want to do, you just have to do, and at the end you have to reply it back with some data or maybe some text, right? In this case I'm gonna say either the reminders got created successfully or something has went terribly wrong, so I'll just provide this with an error message, right? So there are two possible scenarios in this, right? What I'm going to do is, I've written this logic. Let me just briefly tell you what is going to do is, it will just get the user ID from the command section, it will get the channel ID, and it will parse the text, right? So what text it gonna parse? So something I'm going to write over here, remind me about let me just write a very simple reminder. This is a basic reminder, right? Then we have to put a comma, and what time we do want this. I want this to be remind me at 4 p.m. and what date, it should be today, so we should write something like that. So now this is the whole string that it provides, right? Now I'm gonna get this text, command dot text, I'm gonna receive this whole text. So what I have to do, I have to parse the text and the timing. For that I have created another function, like I have created another helper function. What it does is, it basically gets me the text, it splits it the text into two different parts using the comma. So you can see we have used a comma right over here. We did this very purposefully so that we can get the time and the reminder text, right? Because slash command doesn't gives me doesn't gives you the argument, different argument, it is just going to give you a plain text. So we have added a comma so that we can separate the time and the reminder, right? We have separated this, so we can see the time, date time row, reminder text, right? And we have just processed this time using the movement. We have converted this into our IST time zone, right? And we have got this particular, and we are returning it back with the reminder text. What is the reminder text, what is the epoch, and we are just going to convert this into epoch, right? So here I'm getting the past text, and now we are going to create a reminder. So what is this reminder? Reminder is basically a model that we are going to save, and for that I already have set up our database right over here. You can see I already have this cluster. Under that I have created a database called Slack. Under that we have a collection called reminders. Currently we don't see any reminders over here, but we are going to see a new one using this. So this is my model. If you can just see right over here, I have this model over here. This model basically holds the user ID, for which user I am going to create this reminder, and where this reminder has been created from, what is the text that is gonna remind, and at what time it is going to be triggered, right? And we have just added a timestamp. Now the main thing that we have to really care about is the status. Either this can be pending. For now it would be pending. Once the status, this reminder has been sent, we will just update the status to sent. So that's why we have kept this key called status right over here. So this is my Mongoose schema for storing the reminders, right? I'm just going to have this reminder like constructor reminder, new reminder. We have just saved it. Once that is done, we will just say it back with reminder created successfully. Something went wrong, so under that I'm just sketching out this error and throwing it right away, right? So this is what we are going to use. I'm gonna put a console right over here, not a console, just I'm gonna add a debugger what I'm saying, debugger right over here, so that I'll just show you what are the commands that it's gonna hold, right? What are the params it will gonna hold, right? So here's my command. I'm gonna hit enter. Okay, so we have this command. You can see we have got the app ID, we have got the channel ID, channel name. We can see the user ID as well. Here it is, the user ID. So it gets you the username as well. So we can see the username is this, right? Once it's this, it's gonna get the channel ID, all those stuffs, reminders, and it's gonna create the new reminder, and it's gonna say this. Okay, so we should be able to get this message, right? Once that is done, say something. Oh, something went wrong, I guess. Operation matters, buffer timeout. Okay, so it has just something went wrong. Operation reminder insert one buffering timeout. So basically our MongoDB operations has just got failed. Okay, so we have done some terrible mistakes. We haven't really initialized our database, so that's why it's just saying it's just buffering out, right? So what I'm going to do is I already have created a connection from here, like from MongoDB. I'm just exporting this variable. I'm going to const connect db is equals to require what exactly it's gonna require from utils. It's gonna requiring this db /db, right? And I'm gonna call this functions before I'm going to initialize my server right over here, right? I'm gonna save this, and let me just restart my ngrok because there was a power cut. This might, and I guess we are good. We have our npm run dev. I guess we are good, right? I've just called this. All files are saved. npm run dev, MongoDB attached, MongoDB connected, and our Remindful app is just running. Okay, looks great. I'm gonna copy this command and I'll just paste it. Some text, some reminder text here, right? And I'm just going to update this date to 30th 6:10 p.m. and we are going to hit enter. Let's see what happens. Okay, we have got the request. Okay, so we can see the reminder created successfully, right? Okay, so nice. We are just going to go to our reminders, refresh this. Okay, so here is it. We have successfully created our first reminder. User ID is this, channel ID is this, reminder text is sometime reminder text here, and at what time it should be triggered, we know this. Let me just convert this to a readable epoch. I'm just going to see, like, this is our time, July 30th 2025 at 6:10, right? Looks really nice, and the status is still pending. We are going to update this status once we are going to add a cron that will just parse all these reminders where status is pending, and it is going to send those reminders every minute, right? So we have successfully created our first command right over here, and yes, we are good. See you in the next video where we are going to implement updating this updating the Slack reminders. We'll be just deleting it, right? And we'll be just getting all the reminders at once, right? Once we are done with that, we are going to write a cron who is going to send those reminders back to us, reminding us, okay, so this was your reminder at that particular period of time, right? Till now, take care, thanks, bye bye.